Hey everybody, this is Glidercat and it's time to play. We're back in Farming Simulator 22. I accidentally let the game run a little bit longer than I hoped. We're coming into nighttime here. Let's just take a look and see where we're at with things. Do we have any more chickens? Doubt it. This is just to buy and sell, right? This doesn't really show what we've got. Let's go into the animal display. 18, 6, and 4 is 28. That's what we've bought. So that's all fine. Productivity is going up slowly here. Ooh. Oh yeah, I guess eggs is still at 0 pieces. Pieces of egg, but they've got all the grain they want. Last episode, we started mowing grass. We're gonna, let's see, do I have a flashlight? Every game uses a different key for flashlight, and it looks like it's F here, which is nice. A little bit more intuitive. Yeah, we started collecting grass, and we kind of scoped out a spot for placing down a sheep barn. And the sheep can eat the grass, or they can eat hay. I was going to, between episodes, collect a bunch of the grass. I only collected a little bit. Let's see, we're at, what, 8,081.67 liters of grass you can see on the bottom. And the reason I didn't collect more is I don't have a good place to store this. We can't store this in the hay barn. We need, if we want to store it in the hay barn, we got to turn it into hay. We can use this grass to feed sheep, and I think we can use it to feed cows as well. But if we want to store a lot of the grass we've got on the ground here, which I think we do, we've got a couple options. One is I think we can turn this into silage. We could do that if we bought a baler and a wrapper, but those are kind of expensive. Let's just take a look. Make sure I'm not wrong in my assumptions, but I think the balers are not cheap. Baler right there. That's not, what is this? Baler turns loose straw and gray into convenient hay bales. That's actually not horrible. 22,000. I thought it was going to be more than that. Can you bale grass? Okay, turns loose straw, grass, or hay into convenient bales. So that would be a way that we could store grass, I believe. The other option, if we don't want to deal with bales, so that's 22,000. If we don't want to deal with bales, we could just run a tedder over this, and that's only 7,000 for the little one. And we run over the tedder, and I think it immediately turns the grass into hay. And the hay we can pick up in the forage wagon and store in the hay loft. The problem is, once we ted it, I think it sprinkles it all over the. I think it sprinkles it all over the place, and we probably need to windrow it so we can collect it easy again. So that would mean probably at least 7,000 for the tedder. And then windrower to kind of get it into nice stacks again. These are new windrowers. Not familiar with these. That is pretty narrow. Let's see. Interesting. Yeah, these look interesting. These are not looking familiar to me. I'm kind of used to these guys here at the end. Like that looks very familiar. This coon. That's how you pronounce it. Excuse me. This one doesn't look bad. 8.4 meters, but there's 19,000. So we've got some decisions to make. Do we want to do this serious? Kind of store up that hay. The hay, I'm not sure if hay, it's going to be a while before we get cows, so maybe we shouldn't even worry about it. But if we turn our grass into hay, we can store it and we can feed the sheep with it. I'm thinking. We could always dump this grass on the ground too if we want. And run a tedder over it somewhere and turn it into hay and then collect it up. I'm guessing, oh, what is all this? Oh, I see. Here's where we've got more rows. We would run a tedder over this stuff, then windrow it, and then collect it. I think that's maybe what we should do. But before we do it, let's go see. Last episode, we tried to place the sheep barn over on that piece of land that we were targeting. Ooh. Bear with me here while I try and navigate in the dark. And eventually we'll go and sleep. What time is it showing? It's showing it's like 7:40 at night. Let's go a little bit longer here. We'll deal with a little bit of nighttime. If we can. Let's go over to where we're thinking of putting the sheep barn. Way over on this other plot of land. But we saw some open space. We'll pick up the grass and see if they let us place the barn there or not. Last time they said there was a collision, there's something in the way, and they wouldn't let us place it. While we're going there, I'm only 35% full. I think I'm safe to pick up some other stuff on the way. Let's do it. So we're going to head up to the far end of this field. I don't know if there's any... I guess there's a little bit here I can pick up. And again, we may end up dumping this out somewhere else. I'm assuming we can still kind of force empty this with Control-I. That's what it used to be. We'll see. Let's see. I can bring up the help while we're on our way over there. Unload here. Yeah, Control-I. So that's the same command as it's been for a long, long time. But right at the end of this field is where we were thinking of putting the sheep barn. We can feed those sheep grass and we'll have at least 2 animals going. We saw the chickens. They're starting to be productive. Okay, this is the mess we want to clear out. We probably don't necessarily want to start from this end, but we'll do 1 row from this end and maybe try and cut over a little bit at least. Get these rows that are a little further out because we'll probably try and put the sheep barn on the far side of this little piece of land we've got. Okay, we got a kind of a steep embankment here. Still got plenty of room in the forage wagons. That's not an issue for us. Got to try and get around this sign. Guess I'll go the long way around. It also remains to be seen if our little tractor here can handle this forage wagon when it's full of grass. It had no problem with straw, but I imagine grass would be quite a bit heavier in real life. I don't know that for a fact. Oh, we can even pick up a little bit of this mess. Ooh, I'm full throttle here, so we're struggling a bit. We might need to get the JCB out here to make quick work of this. Thought we could get by with our little guy here, but it may be a little bit much. We'll keep going for a little bit. We can always switch. Been using the smaller tractor, trying to maximize use of this one because I'm guessing the maintenance is going to be a little cheaper and it's kind of fun. But if it gets to be real problematic, we'll just switch over to the JCB. We might have actually cleared off enough space, but we've got room. Let's take out some more. Pick up some more grass if we can. We grab this second stripe. We could always sell this. There's a point where we need to move from investing to earning some cash. So we'll see. All right, that is plenty cleared off. That whole area is now clear. Let's hop out of here and go into the build menu and see if we can build it now, if they let us. Do not know. Oh, are they going to make it like really horribly hard for us to see? Collides with player. Oh, they are. But that is unpleasant, huh? Looks like it was the grass that was causing the problem. Now, I can't place this right now. It's just too dark, right? We need to see kind of what we're doing. I don't know if I can turn the tractor on. Let's try. I don't like where this is going. I'm going to detach. But I'm not super confident in placing this in the dark. I don't know which lights are brighter. The ones in the front or the back. They seem similar. Maybe we could pull this off. Let's see. Animals. Sheep. We talked about something like this. We got the cash to do it. Do we want to chance the placement? I think that's where we drop off the animals on the left. That's my guess. Food, the grass that we've got, we would drop off in the front. Then that over there is where we would pick up the wool. It's not a problem, right? We can get to all sides of that. Fairly easy. And our field, we can't really see it, but this is kind of out of the way of tractors. As long as we come as far over as we can this way. Boy, it could be... Yeah, I think it's out of the way. Potentially out of the way of the field. Especially if we overlap this road a little bit, which we can try to do. I'm inclined to kind of go for it, right? Let me see if I can get a better angle for us to... just cheat this thing as close to the road as possible. I don't think I can overlap that sign. I can come this way a bit. Boy, we could even... What do you think? Is that too close? Man, I say we go for it. Say we go for it right there. They gonna let me do it? I did click. Oh, okay, overlaps another object. Boom. Let's see how we did. How this looks. I think that's where we pick up the animals. We can drive through here. It's a little snug this way. Through here. Let me get out of here. Let's drive it. See. I think this is going to work. I really do. Come through here to drop off the grass. Oh, it's a little bit of a ramp situation here. How do we do near the field? Yeah, we can work this field. Piece of cake. In fact, we can probably even expand the field. Or we can just use this as a local harvest for grass. Just leave this the way it is. And this becomes our little prairie to harvest grass. Or we could even put a field on here. Make a second small field. Plant grass, roll it, fertilize it, and get maximum yield out of it. That's another option for us. I'm pretty happy with this. I'm not happy it's dark. Let's do a little bit of nighttime farming. Let's see. I'm going to bring up that little help window. Open the door. Open the door? Nice. Nice. Foreman. Okay. Some type of control panel there. It doesn't look... Oh, I can't open this. Into the sheep pen. All right, let's buy some sheep. If we have to take a loan, I'm willing to do it. I don't know that I can get out of here. There we go. Where would that be? We said this looked like the place to buy sheep, but I don't see it giving me a menu for it. I don't think sheep produce manure. Let's go into the animal display. Maybe they'll give us a shot. Something. Sheep barn. Okay, just saying nothing. I guess we can't do anything from here. We got to do it from over here somewhere. Open the animal dialogue. Okay. Sheep are not cheap. Let's see. Transport fee is applied. Look at this. What is up with these guys? $1,283 for this sheep. I want all those. No, I don't know. I have no idea what that is. It's a grown sheep. Must produce a lot of wool, potentially. I have no idea. I'm going to have to Google some of this stuff, I guess. Game doesn't say. As far as I can tell. It's not telling me anything different for these, right? I mean, I guess if you had these things breeding, they would be good to sell. Not sure which produce the most wool. Confused. We could buy 20. If we wanted to, we could go cheap and get all youngins. Yeah, I don't know what the best choice is here. Don't want to spend $1,200. Maybe we get... Well, let's see. Let's start with 2 of... 2, 4, 6, 8. 4, 8, 12, 16. 16. And then... Let's do 3 of each of these. Okay, how much is that? Not much. Okay, we got 3 of those. Let's get 3 of these. Okay. Get 3 of these. And as you might imagine, 3 more of those. Okay. Now we got 3 of each of the youngsters. That gives us 12. Let's do 2 of each of these older ones here. Let's try it. I'm just experimenting. I don't know what the best strategy is here. I really don't. Okay, we're up to 16. 2 of these guys. Not real expensive. Do we want to do 2 of the Richies? I don't. I really don't. They're too much. But I'm willing to do 2 more of these youngins. Months though, months for them to grow. I imagine they've got to be like this age to even reproduce. Should we just bite the bullet and get 2? I guess we will. Ugh, hard to buy that, but we'll do it. Maybe that will increase the reproduction. Let's stick with 20 on the farm. That leaves room for 5 in case they decide to reproduce. Hopefully they will decide that. Trying to make some money here on the farm. There they are, hanging out. And why don't you give us more space? Why did you cheap out and buy the little pen when you could have bought the big one? That's what they're saying. All right, let's see if we can dump grass in there, and then we got to make a decision what to do with this excess grass. So we're going to dump it out on the ground and run a tedder over it, convert it to hay. Or are we going to make silage out of it? What are we going to do with it? We could sell silage. That used to be a profitable item. I'm not sure how things have changed. Since most of my experience is in Farming Simulator 17. All right. Let's see. Will this even fit under here? Oh, maybe it doesn't go. It sure looks like it goes here, doesn't it? How could that be? How could that be the place to tip if you can't get underneath it? Maybe it's not the place to tip? I don't know. We're going to come around a little bit and see what we can manage. You can see my tractor, what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to pull around this. We may have come in just a little too snug, but... All right, let's see here. Not the best camera angle. Kind of need to hug this fence. Yeah, it's definitely a place to tip, but... let's see. Let's raise the forage wagon collector. That's part of my problem. The other problem is we've got a bump here. And I don't have the strongest tractor on me. Much as I love this tractor, it may be a bit of a challenge to get up here. I'll give it a little bit more try. I think I can. I think I can. Come on, buddy. Okay. Surrender. Let's go get the JCB. Park this next door. Don't be sad. You tried. Alright, is there a better way to go? Should I go this way? Oh man, that's that land we tried to level. Horrible. I'm not sure which way I'm going. I'm going to hit a fence or something here, aren't I? I think we're right off the next road. Isn't that right? Are we this far down? There we go. Let's see if this guy can hop back there and pull this thing through. May turn out not to be the best placement. Not sure why we wouldn't be able to pull a whole wagon through. Here looks like it's the dump site. Maybe it's meant... Oh, maybe I'm meant to bring a cart here, not a forage wagon. Let's see. It'd be interesting if I can still dump here. It's a little... doesn't look good, does it? Does not look good. There's not much traffic on this road. At least doesn't seem like it. And I dump here. Oh boy, this is not looking great. Oh, there is traffic on this road. I spoke too soon. You gotta wait, buddy. Late night farming. Turn on loading wagon. No, it doesn't want me to do it. Oh man, that's really horrible because I can't get... Alright, let's let this car go by. We'll try and go through the other direction, but this is not looking good for us. I don't really have a good way of moving this grass out somewhere else. You know, into our trailer, our other trailer. We don't have like a forklift, or I mean a bucket to to shovel it. There's no way to transfer it, and I can't put it in the silo. Sure. Why would you not work? Hmm. That looks like that's supposed to be the tipping place. Oh man, I am in trouble now. Into the creek. Poor sheep, they're starving. We got this huge truck full of juicy, tasty grass. But no way to get it. Man, that is a little upsetting. Yeah. What do you think? What do you think? Looks like it's horribly not possible. This is clearly the place to tip. Gotta be. It's just got a low roof. Do I have to do something in here? Close door. Switch hand tool. Toggle map view. Nothing. I think this would show if I actually had some stuff in here. But, oh, I'm closing doors. Hmm. What about over here? I'm guessing they can't walk out. Oh man, yeah, this is not so great. How in the heck are we going to get this in here? Spend a fair amount of money. It's not like I can just sell that barn either, right? Because we got all the sheep in there. Hmm. Okay, change cruise control, select camera, lower pickup, turn on loading wagon. Open AI worker menu. H. Yeah. Now, boy, how do we do? Oh, maybe does it have to be on? Doubt it. That seems highly unlikely. Not unload there. You see it. Oops, I accidentally unattached. I'm going to try and cut through again, but man, it doesn't look good. Oh man, that's no good. The only thing I can think of doing is getting a front loader attachment for a tractor and then dumping some of this grass out and trying to shovel some in here or something. Because this is not working like I expected. And it's being made harder by my effort to conserve space. Why won't you dump here? Because it's not close enough. All right. Oh, man. I'm missing something obvious. I'm sure people who are in the know are like, there's no, yeah, it doesn't work that way. I can't do Control I. That's going to dump it all over the ground. I mean, I guess we could. Some of it might make it in there. Just don't know what they want. I'm not sure what this slot is here on the side. I'm guessing that's a place to pick up. Like this here. Not that. Where am I? Where am I? This side over here. I'm guessing this is maybe where the wool spawns. Which hand tool? I'm looking at the help to see if there's any hints. I don't think that's where we put grass. There is, you know, the markers here. Or a trigger. I'm assuming they take grass. Let's look at the animal window again. Is there something I'm just mistaken? Do they need to have hay? Sheep barn. Yeah, grass right there. Grass. Okay, animals need water. Barns have built-in water supplies. Some animals require straw. Feed them any of the following food types: grass and hay. Reproductive age is greater than 8 months. Fine. We've got a few reproductive ones of each type, as intended. Of course, they can't eat. But we don't... Oh, man. Yeah, I just don't know how to get the grass... How to cheaply, I should say, inexpensively get the grass from this wagon into where it needs to be, which I'm guessing is right here. But this is just too big. They don't want to take it from the forge wagon. There's a chance that it's just the forge wagons they don't want to take from, but that doesn't make a lot of sense. I mean, I could force unload it. Try a little. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do a little. This is just embarrassing. Rely. Okay, this action cannot be performed here anymore. They're not even letting me do it. Let's see if that did anything. Doesn't look like it. 0 liters. Unless it takes a minute to register. Some grass came out. Yeah, they don't want that. They're not letting me do it. Control I again. Looks kind of like they're going to do it, but then they won't. Oh man, that's not so good. Well, we got a couple things we could do now. Couple things we could do. Let me back up one more time just to make sure I didn't miss something obvious. I don't think I did, but I'm going to just try one last time here. Right? Nothing here. Nothing. Unload here. What changes? Unload here goes away when I back up to this thing as a choice in the help. Interesting. I don't think this is where we do it. Oh man, this is sad. All right, one last time on the other side, and then I think what we're gonna have to do... We could try turning it into... Yeah, we know it's not hay. Hay's not the problem. I'm gonna try one more time back here. Ooh, the lighting's kind of cool. Yeah, nothing. Nothing, nothing. I guess what we can try to do is get a front loader attachment, scoop up some grass. That's probably our cheapest option. And then seeing if it takes. Let's go to the shop. Talking about these little, not that, these guys here. I don't know if there's a difference. 60. Combinations. Let's see. Bale King. Use to transport bales. Bale Spike. Transport manure. Looks like it picks up this other stuff too. I wonder if that would be handy for grass. Don't know. Eagle. 2,300 liters. We could just go for the old 1,000 liter at a time. Yeah, I don't... What's the other one? This one, I don't know. It says it picks up grass. 12.50. It's probably not worth trying it. Let's do a universal bucket. All right, let's buy it. Let's just bite the bullet. Okay, buy that. And now we need forks. Back. One of these. I don't know that it matters, right? And dear, I'll take the El Cheapo Q3M. It's fine. We have such a tiny bucket. I imagine we can go with the cheapest. Oh man, black is fine. Kind of hard to see. Hmm. Let's go with that color. This will allow us not to lose it. $50, that's fine. Buy it. Yep. Okay. I'm gonna see if our little guy can do it. Your chance to save the day. Bummer. Oh man. I was really hoping we could just dump with that forage wagon. That's gonna make things a little bit more cumbersome for sure. All right, it's 8 o'clock at night. I think we'll go. We can go a little longer. Maybe we'll keep this whole episode nighttime. Maybe even one more episode nighttime. Hopefully this will hook up. If not, we'll bring the JCB and hopefully that will take. Are you gonna cooperate? Maybe not. This is a pretty small tractor for this kind of thing. Yeah, it doesn't look like it wants to have any part of this. There's no way. I'm not doing it. That is too big for me. I can barely pull the wagon as it is. All right. We tried. Poor tractor. No success this episode. Everything I do goes bad. That's all right. I still like it. Let's take this one. We can still stop over here. He may be able to grab the forage harvester when we're done with it. Let's just park him right. It's got to be out of the way. What up next to this field? Or next to the pasture here. Boom, pop out of there. ACB time. Lights. Beacons. Off we go. Hopefully it clips onto here. It may not. Oh man, embarrassing. Nighttime. Hopefully no one saw that. Street seemed kind of empty. These hook up. There's a decent chance this is not going to fit on here. Fingers crossed. Please. Oh, it did. Okay. We'll maybe just take some grass off the field. And, see, can this thing even reach the ground? Barely. Almost looks like it's too small for this tractor, doesn't it? We'll see. We'll see what we can get. We're learning. Blinding anybody who's behind me. This restaurant makes me hungry for Mexican food, by the way, every time I drive by it. All right, let's scoop some grass up from the field. We got some right in front of us. Okay, that looks like it's collecting. Not much. Let's get more. Can we get more than that? Oh man, this is embarrassing. That bucket looks kind of small for this tractor, doesn't it? I guess it's all right. Let's see. Hopefully this tractor can get under the awning. All right, buddy. Got work to do here. Oh, look at this. Seems like intentionally made to be a little frustrating. Take that. Says no, I won't. See if we can scoop this up. I got to do it the hard way for a while. We'll do it for the hard way for a while. Definitely would have done something different with the placement. But it's a little late for that now. We learned this lesson a little late. Let's see. Okay, they got the grass. They're super duper happy. What we'll do is, what we'll do about this is we'll get hay. We'll make hay. We'll put it in the hay loft, and then we'll try and get a trailer that fits under here. And then we can pull the little tractor underneath here. I don't know if I'm going to be able to scoop up that grass or if it's just lost. Might be lost. This bucket's so small. I would have thought that it would have fit on the our little guy, our Landini tractor, but apparently not. Can you scoop this up? Not really. All the way down. I believe. Let's take a look. Yeah, that's... Yeah, the tractor's actually lifted up. Let's try one last time to scrape some of that. We got 0 liters. 0 liters. Grab some more grass just right off the field. Or we could dump. It might be faster just to grab some off the field here. So yeah, once we make some money, this we're gonna have to relocate the sheep. But it would have been nice had I thought of it. We could have just reversed the pasture, right? Because we've got a bunch of room where the field side is. I didn't need to really pin myself up against that fence. Are you not gonna load anything now? There you go. Bear with me while I get the controls down here. Take up that row, move around and get the next one. This is faster than the forage harvester. As far as the collection, but as far as the capacity, not so much. Can I just dump from the other side here? Do I need to go fully under? Let's see if I can just get close and dump like right here kind of thing. Let's go a little bit more. And we do that successfully. Let's try it. Oops. Down. No, it doesn't want it. It does not want it. I gotta work my way in there. Oh, look at that. It just dumped it on the ground. Oh, man. Yeah, this is not a long-term solution for us. We're going to have to get a little trailer that we can carry underneath here. This is horrible, but we tried. Ooh, it's regurgitating it all. I'm gonna try and pick this up. Could be lost cause. Coming out the other direction. Boy, it's a bummer the Landini doesn't take this, because it's kind of a restricted working space. Wow. Look at this. What is... Oh. Wondering what was going on. I had the bucket too low. Can I get any of this? Okay, it looks like it forgave some of my mistake there. Sorry for the view. Oh, wow, we get a lot of it. Yeah, it's a bummer that we can't use that tractor. Tell you what. Let's see if I can dump this in the forage wagon for now. That's as high as I can go, fellas. Some of that made it in. Most of it didn't. Boy, I'm having horrible luck. All right. Ooh. All right. Not your fault, Landini. I'm going to drop this down one more time. I guess it's a little bit much to hope for the Landini being able to do that. Yeah, not going to be able to. All right. Next attempt. Let's look at the wagons. What we can do trailer-wise. Can we get a tiny trailer? What trailer do we have? Do we have a bigger one? Look in the garage, see what we've got. We've got the Rudolph $23,000. Rudolph 301 RP. Okay. We've got this guy. 18.5 cubic meters. I'm not sure what the difference is between these two. They hold the same. They look very similar. Oh, one's got the wheels in the front. Those are a pain. I guess we get a try. Oh, what about this guy? Is this what's intended? This is kind of low, but it's got a semi back end. I don't think this is meant for dropping off food. This thing, I don't like these front wheels. They're like impossible to back up. For me. Other people are probably pretty good at it, but not me. Wheel setup. Okay, we could try this. We can't back up with this one. Pretty cheap. It's got to be pretty low. 13,000. Yeah, we don't want any special options. Yeah, forget the cover. 11,500 for this guy. This is, oh man, I just hate having these wheels up front. 8 cubic meters, 12.1. 12.26 expandable. These are both have that pitch. This is kind of what I'm looking for. 6 ton. Should we try this little thing? We could always reach it. If it becomes a nightmare, we can return it. I've got the cash. Let's buy it. Whoops. Wrong button. Wish they had a little one that was you could just pull through. 12.268. Yeah, that's a lot bigger. Yeah, none of this kind of stuff. Right, we're getting into the hugies. I'm tempted. The other thing, we could try and take the existing wagon we have. We could try and run that through. I guess it's prudent for us to try that. I think it's just about as tall as this one. Let me go fetch it. And we could scoop a little grass into it and see if that will if that would work. I don't think it's gonna. But it's worth a shot before we spend money on another trailer. I think I got a little air there. Woo. Not the way to treat your tractor. But yeah, we'll try the wagon we've got, or the trailer that we've got. Yeah, it looks just as tall. Oh man. In fact, this bucket I've got, I don't even know if I can get grass in there. Maybe we should try that before we go. Before we go all the way, we'll stop short, grab some grass right here, and see if I can even get it in here. Might not be able to. It might be too tall for this tiny bucket. Maybe that's what the more expensive ones were for, a little bit bigger. Good enough for a test. Oops, sorry, I meant to avoid that field. I tried a little. You know, we definitely need the Landini to pull this thing under, because I can't do it. This tractor cannot get underneath there. This is a much more involved process than I was hoping. All right, buddy, maybe. This is your third try this episode to save the day. You could be the hero. You could be the hero, Landini. It's Landini, right? Yep. Rex 4120 GT. I think we're down here, aren't we? Where are we? We're way down here, I think. Am I lost? Where? We're way over here. So yeah, we're gonna try and pull this this wagon and give this a shot. If not, we'll get the smaller wagon and just dedicate that kind of for feeding the sheep. Like to avoid spending the money if we can help it. Kind of interesting this one even clips on. Maybe this isn't quite as tall. The tractor certainly isn't as tall. Maybe this guy can get under that overhang. It was intentionally designed that way to make it difficult for sure. The sheep barn, I should say. We'll give it a shot. If not, we'll get a smaller little wagon and try it. And then eventually we're going to have to either put another sheep pen down and transfer the sheep out of it, and then remove this one and place it down again. You know, maybe when we're ready to buy cows or something, we do that. Can you get under here, please? You're not going to be able to, are you? Boink. I think we got to try the smaller wagon. Man, that's unfortunate. Yeah, if this was placed differently, if I just spun it the other way around, we would be not having quite as much problem. I guess I'll just dump this here. Control I. So very sad. So yeah, I guess our next attempt... let's leave it here. Let's call this episode here. We tried. We collected a little tiny bit of grass. We bought the sheep pen. We placed it in a horrible spot. Thought it was perfect. But as it turns out, this is really kind of not low height. Kind of a low height place we got to drive through in order to drop off the grass. Not sure why that would be the case. It's just the size of the barn, I suppose, unless I'm missing something obvious. But clearly, this is where we're supposed to dump. We did manage to get a little bit of dirt in there. I mean, soil, soil. A little bit of grass in there, but not nearly enough. And that's not going to work. The way we did it is just not going to be a workable solution for us. Yeah, we got 1,000 liters in. It looks like we probably have, I don't know, maybe almost 4,000 more to put in. But at least we've got the sheep. We'll make it work. We'll figure something out. If I have to get a different tractor that can fit under there and do it by bucket, then we'll do it. But yeah, unfortunately the Landini cannot pick up those forks. But we'll take it up next episode. Maybe even between episodes, I'll try a couple things. For now, this is Glidercat signing off, saying thanks so much for watching. If you enjoy this content, please do consider giving it a thumbs up. That helps my tiny channel grow, and I would definitely appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next episode.